Welcome back to a new week of Forex Forecast. I am your host, Ashley. I'm joking. All right, I'm going to try to jump into it as quick as possible, try to address a couple things, try to go over a couple things. I hope you guys had a great trading week, or I hope that you're having, getting into a good trading week. But if you didn't have a good trading week, or if you had either a great trading week or maybe a week of more lessons last week, leave that in the comments and let me know kind of how last week was for you, so I can kind of get in your business. And if you were getting some lessons last week, maybe I can assist and give you some pointers to help you have a better trading week this coming week, or whenever week you're actually watching the video. So also, if you find value, if you could hit the like and support button, that would be super helpful for me and for the channel, for the channel and the future videos that come out. So as we kind of jump into things, I just want to touch base on a couple of things really quickly. So the strategy that I use is actually the pullback after the breakout. I'm either using the pullback after the breakout, or I'm waiting for price to hit support and resistance. That's what your girl goes for. That's what I use for my strategy. I think that from what I'm using, it'll probably be best for an intraday or swing trader to use. I think more than likely a lot of my trades end up turning into somewhat swing trades, whether it be a couple days or what have you. And I think that just depends upon what time frame you're actually entering in and what time frame you're looking to exit out of the trade. So basically the takeaway is to potentially help you see what's going to happen or in the week ahead, and how to use the strategy to help you profit for the week. So let's just jump into it really quick so I don't make like a super long video. I'm going to just start with AU. So I do want to, maybe I can insert it somewhere. I'll figure out how to do that. Or you can just go to January 29th through February 3rd's video. I had touched base on kind of what was happening in this area and how price was rejecting. I think at the time this candle wasn't there, but price is still kind of doing the same thing. A lot of the times I will keep my a lot of my zones on there because it's just super helpful, so I don't always have to go back and really see exactly where the zone is. I'm starting to get to the point now where I can just kind of see it without having to keep stuff on here, but it's just so that I don't have to do as much work. When I go to actually look at the chart, it's just a little easier to keep it. But as you could see, if we're going back, I think this was August of 2022. Yeah, so both of these are August of 2022. Price is still rejecting. So I would say, I kind of put a note here, this was way back in January the 23rd, but I believe the price is still headed on the downswing. In an effort to see a reversal, I'd have to see it get past this level, which would basically be breaking the previous high. So I need to see price break this previous high in order to know that it's going to be changing directions. So let's see, let me go in. So I'm starting on the weekly because it's a new week, and then I'm just breaking it down from there. I try not to make too many notes on the weekly and the daily, just so it's not super confusing and super big. I'll try to make more of my notes on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. So as of right here, it looks like price has pulled back from that space. So from right here, this was that same thing where we were seeing like the double, it almost looks like a double top here, where we were seeing price kind of hit right here, and it keeps kind of rejecting right here for some reason. Let's scoot this up a little bit, just a tiny. Price is still rejecting here at this level. So with it kind of coming down here, and then now you can kind of see we had already set up a previous level here where price had previously hit, and that is actually being respected as well. So it's a possibility that we could see this kind of elongate. So let me extend this out a bit. We could potentially see like some consolidation here. We may have to see, or we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait to see exactly what price is going to do, but it's a potential situation where we could see some consolidation here until we get a break. Like once I see if we can get a break below here this coming week, then I'll be looking on shorting for a little bit. I don't know if we'll be able to make it all the way down here. May have to stop around somewhere up in here where price is kind of at. But needless to say, I'll go ahead and remove that. Let's get down to the 4-hour and see exactly what the 4-hour is telling us. And remember that the larger time frames is where you're going to see the overall at. Some of the smaller stuff is going to be on the 4-hour and the 1-hour. So for the most part, I'm like looking at my weekly and my daily to see exactly which direction the market is going in, and then kind of digging in there a little bit on the 4-hour and the 1-hour. So like I said, it's a possibility that we're going to see some consolidation. Let me put this back. I just didn't want to leave that on the daily after I said I wasn't going to put notes on there. Okay, so we could see, or we could we could potentially see price kind of bouncing back and forth in here until we see like a breakout, and I see price starting to trade in like a different place. Then I'll believe that we are headed in a different direction, or getting out of this consolidation rather. So I'm looking for price to get past here, a little bit below here, in order to short the market. And if price gets above here, which would be cool too, that's fine, then I'll be looking to go for a long to about that space right there, that previous level that I had set. So of course, probability game, we're always going to be waiting to see what the market is going to be doing. The news helps a lot, kind of going through and seeing exactly what's planning on happening that week, so we can kind of be a little bit more prepared and go from there. So let's scoot over to EU. So on EU, let's jump out to the weekly real quick. All right. Okay. So on the weekly, looks like, I'm going to just scoot this over. I don't even know if that's valid anymore. Just going to see. On the weekly, it looks like we're bearish. I mean, obviously, we can kind of see where price is at, where price is rejected, and now we're headed back down. So this one actually looks pretty good, possibly for a bearish position. Let's see what's going on though, because in an effort to get in at the right time, you don't want to just get in anywhere, right? Because essentially what can happen is if you, let's say you just got in right here, where price is at right here, and this almost looks like it could possibly be a small level, but let's just say you got in, price started to drive down, but without having any type of resistance where price was previously at. What could potentially happen is price could go in your direction, and then because there was nowhere for it to stop, price can essentially go back up, retest, and completely take you out depending upon where your stop loss is at. Like let's say your stop loss was, I don't know, there. Price would have took you out here because it needed somewhere to go back to retest, and then it goes back in the same direction. So just be mindful. Be super mindful of that, making sure that you're not getting in on your positions just anywhere. You should be waiting for like the breakout or the retest after the breakout, support and resistance. These are the things that I use typically on my trades to make sure that I don't get in at a place where I could potentially be knocked out at, and also giving my trade room to breathe. So let's see what we got going on here. Price is actually not looking too bad. Like I said, because we've seen some previous touches here, I'll just be kind of keeping an eye out to see if we could potentially see some consolidation, kind of like AU. If that's not the case and we seem like we're gonna move through here, I will maybe wait until around here for that retest, and then I'll be looking at shorting this market as well. Now this will probably be my take profit 1, kind of sitting right here. And this will probably be my take profit 2. Mind you, this is on the daily, so it looks like it's not as much as it actually is. Let me scoot down here to the 4-hour and dissect a little bit, give you a better idea. So yeah, like I said, take profit 1 would probably be sitting around here. I'd be looking at take profit 2 about right here, 3, and then so on and so forth. It's probably my last one sitting down here where price was last at, but I may even get out a little bit sooner around here just to be a little more conservative. So let's see if we squeeze out a little bit. Could we see price go back up? Yeah, we could. I do like that the EMA is actually holding or using itself as resistance, so that's a plus. But I would have to see price get above here in order to feel like there's going to be some type of reversal. So for now, it looks like EU could be headed in a bearish direction. We're just gonna have to see where would be the best place to actually get in on the position. Scooting over to UJ. UJ is looking a little bit crazy because I got all kinds of notes on it, but that's okay. Let's start with the weekly and scroll it down a little bit so that you can get a bigger view. I'm gonna scoot all of this over here. And like I said, I didn't remove any of this. It may not even be valid anymore, so don't even mind it. I'm gonna actually change the color of this because I don't want it to be red anymore. Okay, so kind of where we are right now is UJ is coming up to retest, but now it looks like we're getting somewhat of a doji candlestick here on the weekly, which means indecision and maybe a possible reversal in the other direction, or maybe consolidation. This is basically just saying indecision. So as of right now, based on the weekly, I would say that we're still going bearish, but let's get down to the daily and take a peek. Oops, let's see. All right. I don't know. I think we could possibly see some consolidation up in here. I would essentially need to see price come and hit up above here in order to let me know. I'd have to be coming up, and even if it was like above the EMA, like somewhere up in here would allow me to believe that we are changing direction. I know that UJ had went on such a long stretch of bullish movement, so I'm not sure if we'll get enough steam to get up again. However, it's possible. So I'll be waiting to see if I'm looking for a bearish position for price to kind of get up somewhere up in here, get a close somewhere up in here. If price is going to keep continuing down, I'll be looking for price to get below this level that I set here. So somewhere up in here, I'd be looking for price to kind of get below here with a close. Then I'll be looking for, again, for that retest, and because I'm conservative. If you're not a conservative trader, you're a little more aggressive, don't wait for the retest. I just feel like it's been helpful for me to wait for that retest, but sometimes price doesn't always go back up to retest, so that's something to keep in mind as well. But essentially, I'll be looking for price to get past here. And let's see, we'll scoot over here. This would be about take profit 1. I said take profit 2, probably around here. And I'd be looking at take profit 3, about right here. So this is another pretty good one. I mean, the market looks like it's setting up pretty nicely for the week, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Let's move to GU. All right, GU's got a crap ton. A crap ton of notes. This is me yelling at myself to keep stuff in mind. I think I had it on there last week, so we'll just go ahead and remove it. Just to keep the chart clean. There was a bit of a double top, so that's really cool to catch. Double tops and double bottoms signify reversal. So that's something to keep in mind. So let's see. Hang on 1 second here. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna remove that, and then we're just gonna scoot that out the way just to get it. Okay, so jumping here to a continuation. Did I say reversal? Double top means a continuation. I do apologize. So as you can kind of see, it almost looks like it's doing that right now. If you kind of look, you can see on the weekly the double top sitting right here. Neckline about right here. So a double top is when it kind of comes up, comes down to what they call the neckline, goes up and comes back down to the neckline, creating that double top. Same thing with the double bottom, it's just in reverse, and that is a continuation candlestick pattern. So let's see, based on that, and I think that note was kind of set up last week in terms of like the double top, or not last week, but in January for the double top, because it was like starting to accumulate and show that it was making a double top. But now I would say that where price is at right now, or kind of where it's held at, it's completed, like it's a double top, So what I'm thinking with the double top, it is going to continue down. So let's see, excuse me. let's see if we jump to the daily. Even though that was kind of giving us, it's giving very much doji vibes. So, but still, I still think that with that, I think that we can see some downward motion on GU. So let's see. If we even look here, we can kind of see the double top a little bit better. So what I would be waiting for, should price decide to do something really wild and go against what it usually does, I'm looking for a break and a close above here to say that the direction has changed and we're now in a bullish market, no longer in a bearish. I will be looking to see price come down. Now again, this is on the daily, so this is going to take a little while. So let me actually come down to the 4 hour real quick so we can get a little bit tighter in there. So because price was kind of holding here, I'm going to wait for price to get here, see what happens here. And then if I can manage to see a breakthrough here, I may be a little aggressive on this one rather than waiting for the break and then the retest and then getting in on price and then seeing again what happens here once we get to this space. That essentially may be the take profit one. Then you can look at potential take profit, probably take profit 2 around in this area. And I'm just looking back here to see where price was previously touching. Potentially take profit 3 and 4 and so on and so forth. And then we just kind of go from there. So I hope that this was helpful. I tried to keep it as short as possible and talk like super quick so that it wasn't too crazy long. Again, if there are things that you guys want to talk about in the future that I haven't talked about or need some help with, please reach out. I'll be more than happy to help you. Otherwise, get after it.